My father is the hero Endeavor. He's the number 2 hero.
And you're mentally reciting this to yourself because you might forget who your father is? Who is this internal narration for? Oh.
So if you are somehow connected to All Might, the number 1 hero, then that would mean I have even more reason to beat you.
For reasons.
In every memory of my mother, I only see her crying.
Sob story narration. Wawaration?
I'm going to show my old man that I don't have to rely on his damned fire quirk. I'm going to show him that I reject his power.
And who's going to show me the Catch Me Up log? Cause holy f***, I have been dropped directly into the middle of some episode comprised of nearly 83% heroes stand stoically still, glancing wistfully upward with the wind blowing in their hair cliches. Blank! For f***'s sake, blank! Blank, goddammit! Nobody will be seated during the various superheroes casually stretch and warm up instead of doing actual hero stuff during the opening credits portion of the episode. Calf pipes. Look, animation styles in anime are perfectly fine, as long as you're not attached to human characters always having noses. Like I said, perfectly fine. Do you want to burn your retinas? Because staring into the sun is how you burn your retinas.
But honey, you do still want to be a hero, don't you? Just remember, stay true to yourself.
I mean, your mom looks pretty happy in this scene, and you were the one crying. Pretty strange, considering you just said your only memories of your mother were of her crying. Okay, we usually start with pilots on TVSins, but someone told me this is one of the most liked episodes of the show. I'm now 3 minutes in and looking at a lineup of pickaxe chin, European outlet mouth, and stapler remover headman, and I haven't been this lost since I tried to watch Inherent Vice. What the hell is going on with this guy's mouth? Someone get this man some chapstick, stat! This is horrible stadium design. These jumbotrons are more micro than jumbo, and how is anyone even supposed to see anything on them when they are that high in the air? Also, what is with all the wasted space between the stands and the top of the stadium? Were they trying to build the least efficient arena possible? It's good to see that this event was attended by Schoolgirl Legolas, Human Sesame Street, and Seth Meyers. Now I'm getting it. These kids have powers, and they're fighting each other to see who's number 1. We have Hair Flare versus Finger Flick, and my only question at this point is if Finger Flick breaks a bone when he launches boogers or ants or paper footballs.
So cold! It feels like this wind is gonna freeze me solid!
If there's anything more ridiculous than the things random anime crowds say, I've yet to hear it. Wait, what is Captain America doing here? Did the time travel through the quantum realm land him in this reality? No, I'm thinking of the time travel holes in Endgame, and that's certainly worth another sin.
He's prepared to injure himself to counter me.
Are they going to inner dialogue the entire battle? Because I'm already sick of it, and we aren't even a minute into this random superpower cluster fight.
So he abandoned restraint and fired off a shot at 100%.
This fight lasts so f***ing long. Like, it goes on for 16 more minutes. Izuku does not give 100% now, he does that later. And I hate you for giving me false hope that this is almost over.
I've only got 6 more chances.
You still have thumbs, toes, a cheek, and maybe a or two, all of which you can flick for a price. Nobody but you is worried here, buddy.
5 more chances.
Yes, there's nothing more intense than a battle where the same exact thing happens several times. And by the same exact thing, I mean deflecting an ice attack with your finger. I haven't seen fingering this dangerous since the movie Fear.
Yeah, sure. In your dreams.
So people like the show, unironically, because that character just used In Your Dreams as a comeback, and I'm pretty sure that was outlawed in the US after the Sidney Prescott cliché trials in the late 90s.
If you overuse your muscles, you risk tearing them apart.
Correct, that's the whole point. It's called working out. Do you even lift, bro? Also, are the fighters just waiting while this sideline conversation is happening?
We all have a limit to how much power we can produce.
Can't relate. I have unlimited power to sin. Feel my wrath.
You want an endurance match, but I'll end this quickly.
He won't, but I wish he would. This show Last Airbender is so hard, I'm half expecting an annoying kid with an arrow tattoo to show up and ride a sky snuffleupagus.
That was much more powerful than any of your previous attacks.
Was it, though? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to tell what beats what, or how any of this works. How many ice shards before it defeats the finger banks? Can I just get the rock, paper, scissors cheat sheet, so at least I know who's winning or how this silly game is played?
That kid's already better than the average pro.
Wait, is this an amateur match? They fill stadiums like this for the amateurs?
You see, I'm going to show that bastard that I reject his power and take first place without using it.
Yes, we know. In the 9 minutes of this episode, you've literally mentioned it 4 times already. There's no way fights this repetitive and boring and talky draw these kinds of crowds, especially in a world where so many people have these quirks. Also, if your fingers are broken, you really shouldn't be able to make a fist. Finger flicker, feigning finger fractures feels fake.
I get it. Usually you'd make up for the drop in temperature by using the heat.
Oh my god, just skip me skippily into my skip hole. Shut up and fight.
You haven't managed to put a single scratch on me yet.
Sure, technically broken body parts aren't scratches, but Shoto is the reason you have a broken arm and busted hand.
You think you can win with half your strength?
If it wasn't bad enough that these two won't stop talk fighting, the show commits the cardinal sin of repeating the last 20 seconds from before the commercial break. Here's a sin for every repeated second you made me sit through twice.
The instant I lifted my right foot, he's coming. Imagine
The egg in the microwave!
Kama Sutra. Wait, is this stadium falling? Why are there intensity lines on the sides of the static shot of the stands? What am I even watching here?
Midoriya knows that Recovery Girl will heal his wounds after the match.
Is there any part of the episode that isn't blatantly spoken exposition? Derpy, derpy, derp, 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 derp. Everybody now! Derpy, derpy, derp, 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 derp.
Why are you putting yourself through this?
Because the f***ing fans wanted me to send this goddamn show, and honestly, I should have said no. I regret everything.
Ignore them, Shoto. They live in a different world than the one I'm training you for.
You know what's great about this show? It's just like the X-Men. If their unique superpowers were just different forms of narrated exposition, ham-fisted flashbacks, and occasionally punching each other in slow motion. There are so many trigger warnings in the 3 minutes of Scarface's backstory. Child abuse, spouse abuse, more child abuse. The show finally decides to show substance, and it's this brutal? Ah well, back to the never-ending fight where they don't actually fight.
I'll be a hero.
Well, you've got to be strong, and you've got to be fast, and you got to be fresh from the fight. Can you do that? Also, are you really a hero by winning quirk tournaments? Is that heroic? Seems like wasted powers and pointless dangerous combat that helps no one and improves nothing. The true heroes are the ones out in the streets saving people from watching this show.
You will live up to the reason I created you!
Dads.
His body won't hold up!
What's happening here? Is she ripping her clothes so her body can release healing by revealing her skin? Is healing in her arm? How about her nipples? What happens if you rip that cloth? What? That's a valid question. Oh look, after 20 minutes of talking to themselves and dancing around, something finally happened. God help me, I have no idea what, but hooray for something.
Todoroki wins!
Yay.
Ass fighting? Is it even a thing?
Wait, little Skywalker has stalled.
Well, I'm impressed. You are an excellent waterbender.
I can't be scared of no monsters, no matter how big they are.
Flames on the side of my face.
You see, I'm going to show that bastard that I reject his power and take first place without using it.
Am I talking too much?
Yes. Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Hold me closer, tiny Dansler. They're the headlight on the highway. Woodrow, Tiny Dansler.